Seniors rebuild muscle and defeat sarcopenia with one powerful nutrient. You stood up, and something gave way. Maybe it was your balance, maybe your knee buckled, or maybe, for the first time, you felt uncertain on your feet. That moment, short as it was, can change everything. Because behind it might be something you've never even heard of, sarcopenia. It starts quietly, a little less power in your legs, a little more effort climbing the stairs, and one day, walking across the room feels like a challenge. Here's the truth. Every 11 seconds, a senior in America is hospitalized from a fall, not because they're careless, but because their muscles, the very ones that used to carry them effortlessly, have faded without warning. But what if I told you? You can fight back, you can rebuild what age tries to steal, not with expensive equipment, not with harsh workouts, but with one powerful nutrient, hidden in simple foods that might already be in your kitchen. In the next few minutes, you'll learn exactly how to protect your strength, your independence, and your future. So stay with me, and if you find this helpful, subscribe, not just for tips, but for hope, strength, and small steps toward living well at any age. Fifth, we need to know about sarcopenia, the silent thief of strength and confidence. You see, the weakness doesn't start with a fall. It starts with something far more subtle and far more dangerous. You begin avoiding stairs. You grab the armrest just a little tighter. You walk slower, not because you're tired, but because somewhere deep inside, you don't quite trust your legs anymore. That's not laziness. That's sarcopenia, a silent, progressive loss of muscle mass that affects 1 in 3 adults over the age of 60 and nearly half of those over 80. And yet, most people have never even heard the word. Unlike a heart attack or stroke, sarcopenia doesn't arrive with sirens. It sneaks in quietly. A little stiffness in the morning, a little trouble getting out of bed, a small wobble on uneven pavement, but left unchecked, it becomes devastating. According to the CDC, falls are the leading cause of injury-related death in seniors, and muscle weakness is one of the top risk factors. What's worse, the loss of muscle also means slower recovery from illness, higher risk of hospitalization, and greater emotional decline due to inactivity and dependence. I once worked with a woman named Joan, 72 years old, sharp-minded, fiercely independent. She lived alone, took care of her garden, and walked to the store every week. But over the course of a year, something changed. She stopped tending her roses. She avoided steps. When I asked her why, she looked down and said softly, "I'm afraid. I won't be able to get back up if I fall." Her story isn't rare. It's the quiet fear that lives in many older adults. And that fear is rooted not in imagination, but in the very real physical changes happening beneath the skin. Muscle, unlike fat, doesn't just sit there. It protects joints. It balances your posture. It helps circulate blood. It even supports your metabolism and immune function. And the tragedy? We lose up to 8% of our muscle mass every decade after 40, and that rate accelerates after 65, especially if we don't nourish our bodies properly. But there's hope. Because sarcopenia, while silent, is not unstoppable. Science now shows that specific nutrients, paired with gentle, consistent movement, can slow, halt, and in many cases, reverse this muscle loss. That's where our journey truly begins. In the next section, we'll uncover the one key nutrient that acts like a switch, telling your body, it's time to rebuild. This nutrient doesn't come from a bottle of pills, but from simple, real food that can restore not only your strength, but your sense of self. So why protein alone isn't enough? The missing link in muscle recovery? In the last section, we uncovered the silent danger of sarcopenia, the slow erosion of strength that steals freedom without warning. Now, let's tackle a widespread myth that often delays real healing. Just eat more protein. It's advice well-meaning friends, doctors, and even TV ads repeat, And yes, protein is important. But here's the truth that few are told. Protein alone is not enough. Imagine this. You're trying to build a brick house. You've got tons of bricks. That's your protein. But no mortar, no glue to hold them together. That glue is leucine, a specific amino acid your body needs to activate muscle repair. Without leucine, the protein you eat may pass through your system without sending the signal to build muscle. It's not about eating more, it's about eating smarter. Research from the University of Arkansas showed that older adults who consumed leucine-rich diets had 25–40% higher muscle protein synthesis rates than those who only increased their total protein intake. And yet, most seniors aren't told about leucine at all. I remember Jim, a retired mechanic who came to me frustrated. I eat eggs, I drink milk, I even add protein powder to my cereal. But I'm still losing strength. We looked closer at his meals. He was eating some protein. Yes, but very little leucine, with just a few swaps, chickpeas instead of plain white rice, pumpkin seeds as an afternoon snack, a sprinkle of nutritional yeast over vegetables. Jim began to feel the difference. Within 6 weeks, he noticed more energy climbing stairs. Within 10, he was back tending to his backyard tomato plants, something he hadn't done in months. This wasn't magic. It was targeted nutrition. You see, after age 60, your body becomes less efficient at turning protein into muscle. It's a natural process called anabolic resistance. That's why older adults often need not just more protein, but better protein. And leucine is the key that unlocks it. Where do you find leucine? Not in supplements you have to guess about, but in real, affordable foods like chickpeas, lentils, eggs, cottage cheese, tuna, pumpkin seeds, tofu. When combined with the right micronutrients like vitamin D, magnesium, and B6, leucine becomes even more effective at rebuilding muscle, protecting joints, and restoring mobility. So if you've been eating more protein and wondering why you still feel weak, the issue might not be the quantity, it's the quality, the absorption, and most importantly, the activation. Because strength after 60 doesn't come from force, it comes from strategy. In the next section, we'll explore how to combine these muscle-activating nutrients with the right foods to create powerful, simple meals, no pills required. And you'll discover one ingredient that most seniors are missing, even though it's been in their kitchen all along. Here's the hidden hero, leucine, the switch that turns muscle back on. We ended the last section with a powerful truth. Protein is just fuel. But leucine, that's the spark. You see, leucine is no ordinary nutrient. It's a branched-chain amino acid, BCAA, and it plays a unique role in the body. It doesn't just help build muscle, it tells your body when to begin. Think of it as a light switch. No matter how much electricity, protein flows through the wires, without flipping the switch, leucine, the room stays dark. In this case, your muscles stay weak. What makes leucine even more important as we age is this. After 60, your body stops responding to regular protein the same way it used to. Researchers call it anabolic resistance. It's like your body needs a louder signal to get the same result, and leucine delivers that signal. In fact, a 2016 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults needed nearly twice the leucine per meal than younger adults to stimulate muscle growth. That's why meals high in leucine are essential, not optional, if you want to rebuild strength after 60. I remember Evelyn, an 81-year-old retired librarian. Soft-spoken, gentle, but always sharp. She came to see me because she was having trouble getting out of bed in the mornings. Not from pain, but weakness. "It's like my legs forgot how to push," she said. We adjusted her breakfast. Instead of plain toast and juice, we gave her a boiled egg, a scoop of cottage cheese, a sprinkle of pumpkin seeds, and a few spoonfuls of chickpeas. All rich in leucine, all easy to prepare. Within 4 weeks, She could stand up without hesitation. By week 6, she called me and said, "I walked to my mailbox and didn't hold the wall once." That's the power of Leucine. It's small, but mighty. And best of all, it's easy to find. Here are some of the top leucine-rich foods for seniors. Eggs, 0.5 g leucine per egg. Cottage cheese, 2.9 g per cup. Pumpkin seeds, 1.3 g per ounce. Chickpeas, 1.3 g per cup. Tofu, 1.0%. Tuna, 3.3 g per 3-ounce serving. Aim to include 2.5 to 3 g of leucine per meal. That's the magic number for older adults to stimulate muscle rebuilding. And here's the best part. You don't need to memorize numbers or track grams obsessively. All you need is a few staple foods, rotated across the week, to give your muscles the message they've been waiting for. It's time to rebuild. But leucine doesn't work alone. In fact, it works best when paired with key micronutrients that improve absorption, reduce inflammation, and support muscle function. So in the next section, we'll reveal the nutrient combinations that supercharge leucine and how to put them together in simple, comforting meals you'll actually look forward to eating. Next is the power of pairing, nutrient synergy that heals from within. So, now you understand the importance of leucine. But here's something even more powerful. Leucine is only half the story, because even the best nutrient is only as good as what it's paired with. You see, nutrients don't work in isolation. They're part of a team, like musicians in an orchestra, each playing a different instrument, but only creating harmony when they play together. And for your muscles to rebuild, your joints to ease, and your nerves to fire correctly, you need nutrient synergy. Let me show you how it works. 1. Leucine plus vitamin B6. Stronger muscle signals. Vitamin B6 is essential for transporting amino acids like leucine into your muscles. Without it, leucine can't do its job. A 2019 study from the University of Tokyo showed that older adults with low B6 levels had 30% less muscle response to high-protein meals compared to those with healthy levels. Best sources of B6: bananas, potatoes with skin, chickpeas, tuna, fortified cereal. 2. Leucine plus magnesium. Better absorption plus less cramping. Magnesium doesn't just reduce muscle cramps, it helps activate enzymes that allow your body to use leucine efficiently. Without enough magnesium, even a leucine-rich meal can fall flat. According to the Journal of Nutrition for the Elderly, over 50% of adults over 65 are magnesium deficient, often due to medications, stress, or poor digestion. Good sources: pumpkin seeds, spinach, almonds, black beans, avocados. 3. Vitamin D plus calcium. Bone support plus muscle strength. We often think of calcium for bones, but without vitamin D, calcium can't be absorbed, and vitamin D also plays a direct role in muscle function and coordination. The National Institute on Aging found that seniors with low vitamin D had twice the risk of falls, even if their muscles were strong, because of poor neuromuscular control. Sunlight helps, yes, but many older adults need dietary sources like fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, fortified milk or plant-based alternatives, egg yolks, mushrooms exposed to UV light. Together, these nutrients amplify each other's effects, like turning up the volume on your body's repair process. It's not about adding dozens of supplements to your shelf. It's about smart, simple combinations in your everyday meals. I once worked with Robert, 76, a retired school principal. He had been eating a clean diet, low fat, high protein, but still felt tired and unsteady. After reviewing his meals, we found he was low in magnesium and B6. We added mashed avocado on whole grain toast, magnesium, a side of scrambled egg with tuna, leucine plus B6, roasted pumpkin seeds for a snack. After 3 weeks, he reported fewer night cramps, better balance, and His words, "My legs feel alive again." That's the healing power of nutrient synergy. So now you might be wondering, how do I put all of this into practice without a complex diet or expensive grocery list? Great question, because in the next section, I'll show you real, everyday meal combinations that make these nutrients work together, meals that are easy, affordable, and surprisingly delicious. This part I will instruct you. Easy, real-life meal plans to rebuild muscle after 60. So now you know the nutrients that matter: leucine, magnesium, vitamin D, B6, calcium. You also know they work better together. But here's the most important part. Knowledge doesn't change your body. Actions do. That's why we're going to bring everything down to the plate. Simple meals, no overthinking, no special cooking skills, just real food, real combinations, and real results. Let's start with this. Day 1, breakfast of strength. Meal: 1 boiled egg, 1 2-cup cottage cheese, 1 slice whole grain toast with mashed avocado, sprinkle of pumpkin seeds. Why it works: this combo gives you 3G of leucine, plus magnesium and healthy fats to support muscle recovery and nerve health. It's easy to chew, digest, and prepare, even for those with limited energy. According to the Journal of Clinical Geriatrics, seniors who ate 3G of leucine in the morning showed a 15% increase in grip strength after just 6 weeks. Day 2, lunch for balance. Meal: chickpea and spinach salad with olive oil, a handful of almonds, half a banana. Why it works: chickpeas provide leucine, while spinach and almonds boost magnesium. Banana adds vitamin B6 and potassium, reducing cramps and improving nerve signals. Martha, 74, shared this salad became her go-to lunch. I stopped feeling dizzy when standing up. It's like my feet remember how to ground me again. Day 3, comforting dinner. Meal: grilled salmon, steamed sweet potato with skin, roasted broccoli with garlic and olive oil. Why it works: salmon delivers leucine and vitamin D. Sweet potato and broccoli bring in B6, fiber, and anti-inflammatory compounds. Garlic enhances circulation. A study published in the Journal of Aging and Metabolism found that seniors who consumed salmon 3x week improved walking speed and step coordination by 18% over 8 weeks. Evening snack idea: warm turmeric pumpkin seed milk, plant milk, ground turmeric, honey, crushed pumpkin seeds. This is a soothing bedtime drink that relaxes muscles, provides magnesium, and supports overnight recovery. Pro tip: drink this 2 hours before bed to reduce nighttime leg cramps and improve deep sleep. Here's the best part: these meals don't require expensive ingredients or a fancy kitchen. They're gentle, nourishing, and designed with aging bodies in mind. I've worked with seniors who had never cooked much before, but once they began making these meals just 2 to 3 times per week, they felt the difference, not just physically, but emotionally too. Because when you start the day with a meal that rebuilds your body, you feel stronger in every part of your life. And remember, this is not a diet. It's a rebuilding ritual, a way to tell your body every day, you still matter, you're still strong. Let's keep going. But food is only one piece of the puzzle. In the next section, we'll talk about how gentle movement, done right, can activate the nutrients you eat and help you rebuild muscle, balance, and independence faster than you thought possible. Now, equally important, movement is the second medicine. Activate what you eat. You've learned what to eat, but now comes the truth. Food builds potential. Movement activates it. Think of nutrients like seeds, leucine, magnesium, vitamin D. They prepare your body. But without movement, those seeds never bloom. And you don't need a gym or a trainer. Just 10 minutes a day of gentle activity can make a major difference. According to the National Institute on Aging, seniors who do low-impact movement daily reduce their fall risk by up to 35%. Let that sink in. 10 minutes of simple effort, like standing from a chair or walking heel to toe, can change your future. Here are 3 movements I recommend. Chair stands. builds leg strength for walking and balance. Heel to toe, walks, improves coordination. Wall push-ups, boosts posture and upper body support. William, 69, felt stiff despite eating well. After adding chair yoga 3 times a week, he said, "I move easier. I don't dread mornings anymore." The CDC reports that combining nutrition and movement leads to 20% faster walking speed to 25% less fatigue, 40% more confidence in movement. This isn't about workouts, it's about freedom, being able to step out of the tub, tie your shoes, or hug your grandchild with strength. Food gives you the fuel. Movement brings it to life. And something beautiful happens when you move. Your body wakes up, your mind feels clear, you begin to feel like you again. So start small. Even a stretch in bed counts. In the next section, we'll explore how these small habits, done consistently, help you reclaim freedom, dignity, and the joy of living on your own terms. Seniors, small habits, big freedom, reclaiming independence after 60. Let's pause for a moment, not to talk about muscles or meals, but about what they truly give you, freedom. Because that's what aging takes first, not health, but choices. When walking becomes hard, you stop going places. When stairs feel unsafe, you avoid visits. When you're afraid of falling, you stop reaching for the life you love. And little by little, the world shrinks. But here's the truth. You don't lose independence all at once. You lose it one silent habit at a time. But the same is true in reverse. You reclaim it one small action at a time. A 2021 Harvard Health report found that seniors who practice just 2 daily habits, nutrient-dense meals and 15 minutes of movement, were 60% more likely to live independently into their late 80s. Think about that. A small salad, a light stretch, done daily, can give you years of freedom. Margaret, 77, told me, "I didn't want to depend on my kids, so I started with a simple goal: make my own breakfast every day. That gave me courage to move more, eat better, and believe in myself again." These aren't just health habits, they're acts of self-respect. They say, I still have choices, I still have power. So today, if you're wondering where to begin by reclaiming one tiny ritual. Stretch while the kettle boils. Take your vitamins with purpose. Eat breakfast sitting up straight, not rushed. And if you do that, tomorrow, you might walk a little further. Next week, you might stand taller. Next month, you might say yes to life again. Because healing isn't loud. It's quiet, it's steady, and it starts with you. In the final section, we'll gently wrap this journey, bringing together food, movement, and purpose into one clear message: that no matter your age, your best days can still be ahead. Remember this, my dear friends: strength, choice, and the life ahead. You've just taken a journey most people never do. You didn't scroll past. You stayed. You listened. And you gave yourself something rare: the gift of understanding. Now you know, weakness isn't always aging. Sometimes it's a body asking for better support. And support doesn't mean more pills, more doctors, or more fear. It means a few powerful foods, rich in leucine, magnesium, and vitamin D. A few mindful movements done daily, gently, with intention. And above all, a mindset that says, I'm not done yet. You are not your diagnosis. You are not your aches. You are a person with choices, still, because every small change you make sends a message to your body. I'm still here, I still care, let's keep going. So what now? Start with one meal, one movement, one promise to yourself: I will not give up my strength without trying. If this video gave you clarity or hope, let us know in the comments. Tell us your age, your story, your starting point. It inspires more than you know. And if you haven't yet, subscribe. Not for numbers, but so you never miss a message that could change your day or your life. Your journey to strength doesn't end here, it begins again. Every morning you choose to rise with purpose. We'll see you in the next video. Until then, walk proud. You've earned it.